Hello and welcome to Earth Dragon Bricks. Earth Dragon Bricks Halloween Camera 2. Yes, I have a new clapperboard. Haha! Last year, LEGO released the first Halloween VIP set to go with any gift with purchases when you bought in store of a certain value. They may have done one before, but I'm not too sure. But as far as I know, Halloween last year, 2022, was the first time they released a VIP set like this one. I made a time-lapse video and check it out. But if you'd like to see my real-time build with a little bit of time-lapse, but seeing my trials and tribulations of building this particular piece and coming up with something creative, then stick with me. Let's do this. Okay, so here's our little VIP bag. Hopefully you can see it all in the shot there. Various different pieces in there. I can see a lot of translucent greens, some oranges, some skeletons in there. They're all very random pieces. Some might build into something, some might not. I have no idea. So the first thing I'm going to do is going to open up the bag, see what pieces we've got, and then from there we'll determine what we're going to build and what animation we're going to do. There is going to be a follow-up to this particular piece, which I'll do on another video, but you'll have to wait for that one, and I'll use these pieces as part of the background. But until then, let's get going with this one and see what we get. Here we go. So the first part of this is going to be animating it all coming out. Get all these pieces out. Okay, so that's the first part of the animation done. So I've got all the stuff out of the main bag. There is another bag to open up. I'll do that in a minute. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to animate this coming out of shot first, and then once I've done that, then I'm going to animate this to organise it into their different colours, and then we'll open up this one and do the same thing with that one. But we'll take it stage by stage. So let's animate the bag leaving, and I'm going to make this a bit faster. So here we go. One little thing that I have learned is if you want something to move off the screen really quickly, basically make bigger gaps in between each different move. If not, but if you want things to go really slowly, the smaller the increments that you move it, the slower it's going to be. But when you move it like really large portions, it'll go very, very fast. Because you might notice in some of my previous videos, putting each one, swapping each space. It's difficult to explain. When I get there, I'll explain what I mean. But I'm moving one a space over, so it's moving at a particular pace. But when it's on its own, just want to move it a little slight. The slower the increment, the slower it'll go. The faster, the bigger the gap, the faster it'll go. So that's what I'm going to do with this one. So we'll get on with the next part of the animation, and talk to you in a minute. Now what I'm doing, I'm finding all the little eye pieces as the first part. So that's the first thing I'm going to move out of the way. And what I was talking about, the incrementally moving stuff, you'll see that in just a moment. But I'm going to get all the eye pieces in one line first, and then I'll go to the next piece. So what I'm saying about the eyes is, instead of me just moving one and then leaving it and moving all at the same time, if I literally move one in front of the other like that, that automatically makes it look like it's moving, but it's an even pace, and it gives me a bit more of an idea of how fast it's going. So that's what I've done with that one. So that's the first bit there. Stop moving, you piece of... Stop it! Stop! Stop! Stop rolling! So can you see what I'm saying about when I'm moving, if I move it one over, you're given a nice evenly spaced amount of pieces moving, and it looks like it's moving forwards. You can do it the other way, but it means you have to move every single one. Okay, starting to empty out a little bit and see what sort of things we've got. We've got quite a few lanterns here. I think I'm going to open this bag up now because the lamps are getting a bit empty. So let me just mark that quickly. That's interesting. There's only four lamps, but only 3 actual inserts. So that's jolly interesting. Ah, there we go. We found the 4th one. I figured there had to be a 4th one there somewhere. Well, it's getting a bit more colourful now, as you can probably see. Well, as you can see, it's getting a little bit more colourful. We've got some nice oranges over there, some nice greens, there's a bit of white, and a couple of witches' hatches. So you're starting to see a bit of a colour coming up, and you can start to see the pieces. I could potentially make a carriage, but it'll only be a 2-part carriage. So maybe, I don't know exactly how I'm going to do it, but potentially there's an option for making it some form of carriage. But I've got no way of putting the wheels on, so that's going to be interesting to figure out how I'm going to put the wheels on, but we will come to that when we get there. Right, okay, so we have now got all of our pieces all there. I know that was a long bit of animation, longer than I planned to do it for. So hopefully you'll enjoy the next part of the video where I try to actually make something of this. I don't know what or how I'm going to do it. So, but we'll start with the most obvious, which is the skeletons themselves. So that's the next thing I'm going to do. And then once I've done that, I'm going to take a bit of a break. And yeah, take it from there. So let's see what we can do with the skeletons. So let's go. You know, I never noticed that it's actually got toes on it. Never noticed, if you look here, you've actually got toes on him. So I never actually noticed that. So there you go. I just realised I wasn't showing it in the right camera. Now if I have any spare legs, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put the spare leg, oops. If I have any spare legs, I'm going to put them on, I'm actually going to take them off the screen and save them for something else. Problem. So I'm not going to have any spare legs. Okay, so the final part of these guys here is going to be putting on the heads, and I might even bring in a couple of other pieces on here to add to these characters. So let's see what we can do with that. So let's go. Okay, right, so I'm going to pause here for a minute because despite all things happening, one of my phones has decided to die even though I plugged it in to charge. So I'm going to have to stop for now. I'm going to leave this set up as it was, apart from that little bit that I've just taken a picture of. But this is what it looks like so far, and I think so far so good. Be interesting to see what the animations can be like, which I'm going to check in just a minute. But yeah, I'm going to take a break here. I'm going to watch some television and wait for my phone to charge up. And yeah, we'll be back shortly. Okay, right, phone is charged and I figured out what was wrong. The plug wasn't quite in properly, so there you go. So we've got some of the heads on, so we've got 2 of the heads on so far. So all we need to do now is put the other 4 heads on and then try and figure out what I'm going to build with this. So with the animation, I'm just going to animate the heads being on and this going on. Everything else I'm not going to animate because I'm going to be working out how to build it. So the last part won't actually be animation, just up to this point here. If it was an exact build, then I probably would have gone for it, but because it's not, I left it as that. And I've also added a bit of a blue light as well, just to add a bit of extra ability. Right, here we go. Now, just wondering if I can get away with not having all the lights on. Oh, maybe. Bright enough, and it looks more funky. Alright, let's go. Okay, so we've got all of our heads on, so that's all sorted. So let's try and put some bits on the top of the heads, and then we will not call it a day, but we'll call it down the animation, and then we'll figure out how to turn this into a carriage. Alright, so we have got our characters there, so got little teddy bears and everything else. Now I've got to figure out, okay, how am I going to make this carriage work? So I guess the first thing to start off with is these two things, because these are obviously part of the wheel, so we will start here. I'm literally just trying to work it out as I go along. Trying to think what's the best way to do this. Let me just I feel like those should be part of the wheels. It's not an easy thing to build, is it? It's really odd pieces. It's really odd pieces to figure out how I can make this do what I need it to do. I have absolutely no idea what to build on this. Okay, so I don't know how I'm going to build this carriage. I'm going to have to sort of look into it and have a figure out what I can do to make it work. But what I can do is fix, there are some things I can do right now. So let's do the lanterns. So let's go. Alright, so how am I going to do the next part? Because I've got to figure out how to make this into a carriage, and I'm really stuck. I've got a rough idea how to do it, but it needs to work. It needs to feel like it's a carriage. But at the moment, I don't know quite how I'm going to achieve that. I need to figure out how to do it, and I honestly don't know. We've also got some back wings. Where am I going to put the back wings? Where am I going to put these things? So we've got these little pieces, you know, there's not specifically, the thing about this, and by the way, these are really cool, by the way, these look really cool, the green lights. These are really cool pieces, but working out how I can make that into something is a real struggle. I'm sure some people have thought of an idea, and I don't really want to steal someone else's idea, although I think pretty much everybody's going to do a carriage. It's fairly obvious that these two pieces fit with that. That's probably the only two pieces that is blatantly obvious, but how do I do the rest of it? That's the real question right here. So let me have a think. I'm going to stop the camera here. I'm going to have a think about how I'm going to do this. But this is basically, for now, this is just the opening video. So stay tuned. As soon as I can figure out something to use it for, I will let you know. Okay, right. After a lot of faffing around and getting quite frustrated, and I'll explain that in a moment, I finally put together the design for the carriage. It's not a brilliant design, it's not fantastic. To be fair, the parts aren't good enough to make a really good quality carriage. You would have to utilise parts from other bags to really make something of it. But I did manage to do something. But before we go into that, let me go through some of the characters we did, what I did with some of the other parts. So as you saw earlier, I made two little witches, and I've actually made them both with the broomsticks, both sides. So you've got two different ways of holding the broom. So that was the first one that I put together. Nothing too fancy. It's like a witch with a little witch or wizard, could be either or, a little bit of hair in the back. Okay, so that's that one. Then I had one with the lantern, and you might notice it's glowing. That's because I've got a bit of a that's because I've got a backlight in the background making it glow a bit, which is really making it glow quite a bit, and I thought that was quite cool. So that's him. Then I thought, let's have a bit of fun and have one with a teddy bear. So I put the teddy bear in one of the characters. Don't quite know what it's got to do with Halloween, but I put the teddy bear in his hands, maybe something like he's just cuddling it because he's scared. And then the last two chaps, and I didn't realise this was the case, but apparently that other piece was a ray gun. So I put two little ray guns and they're kind of shooting at each other. Have a little shooting match. Maybe they're playing laser tag or something like that. So that's what I've done with those two guys there. Okay, so now I was going to record me building the carriage, part of it, but to be fair, two things. One, the parts weren't good enough to make a carriage, and two, that some of the clutch power on the bricks were not good enough. They kept coming apart. Every time I put something together, it fell apart, and it was constant. Normally, Lego bricks, you can put it together and it stays together, but on this particular occasion, it was just playing up, and it was frustrating me so much I didn't bother recording it. Maybe I will record it later down the line, but here's my design I've come up with. So, and I think for what it is, I think it's not too bad. And I daren't even pick it up. It's that awkward. I daren't even pick the thing up. But there you go. So I've got the little change on the sides there. Got little pumpkins and all the little cookies and the teddy bear and things inside the carriage. Got a frog and a bat on the front. Nice big carriage on there. A bit of a glow on the bottom. It's almost like one of those cars you see in like Fast and Furious, where there's a light at the bottom and it's reflecting, as you can see there. So it gives it kind of a nice cool feature. And then I've got the two wings on the back, which gives it a bit of character. Gives it a bit of that spooky kind of character. And then right at the back you've got the two lanterns at the back. So that's how I've done it. I grant you it's not the greatest design in the whole world when it comes to Lego builds, but hopefully you'll still like it all the same, considering what I had to work with. So this will go in my Halloween collection for next year. And I do have another project that I hope to do before October 31st. We'll have to wait and see. But this is it for now. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and I'll hand you back to the studio. Okay, so you've seen what I've built. Not the greatest design in the world, but I did what I could with what I had. And I have got this year's one, which I'll talk about in another time. But and I'll have to build that next year. Sorry, I just don't have time to do it for this year. But I will get to that one. But this one, as you've seen, was a bit of a challenge. While the piece count was brilliant and there were some amazing pieces in there, it wasn't quite so easy to put something together that looks cohesive, for want of a better way of putting it. And as I said in the video, it is a little delicate. Some of the pieces don't completely click together like they should. But hopefully you'll like what I've come up with. So carefully picking this up, this is the little beastie here, my little mini chariot. What I like about this is just the wings on it, as I mentioned in the video. There you go. See? Told you. Okay. As you have just seen, the clutch power on this was not fantastic. It just literally fell apart, just holding it for a few seconds. That's the one biggest problem with this particular set, is some of the bricks did not have really good clutch power. It just fell apart, just showing you what was going on. However, I mean, I managed to get something built on this, which is brilliant, and I'm generally happy with the results, but I do feel like I want to be able to build this a bit better, and it was my first kind of proper mock build as well, so it's a bit new for me in that sense too. So I'm going to have to put this back together, which I'll do at the end. You've seen the item, you've seen what it looks like. I'll do it after the video. But I'm hoping that after this video, when I start on the other set, I can combine that one with this one and make this a little better, make it a bit more solid. There are some pieces I've seen in it, just briefly, that might make this chariot a little bit more realistic and might help. I was hoping for a couple of extra wheels but in the new one, but it doesn't look like there are any, which is a shame, because I don't want to take other parts to make this work. I want to keep it within the VIP sets, because I think it makes much more of a fun video for one thing, and a more of a challenge. Let me know what you think. Did you like my end result or not? Let me know in the comments down below. What did you create? Did you get one of these, and did you create anything? And also, did you include the 2023 set with this one? I'd be interested to see what results you have. So let me know in the comments below what you came up with. Okay, so now on to some final thoughts before we finish. First of all, I'm sorry to say that this will be my last official video of 2023. Yes, I know, I'm sorry. But there are reasons for it. Let me go into it. As you know, this year I have tried to make a video every single month, which I think I've managed to achieve just about, but it was even with that, it was quite a stretch for me to do. So hopefully I've been able to keep this consistent for you for this year. But fear not. Come December the 1st, I've got a Lego Advent Calendar build being put together. So every day leading up to December 24th, there will be a video every single day. And if I can get time to do it, I will try and get some in November as well. But we'll see what happens. But no promises on the November one, but definitely there are a series of 24 videos for December, which will be my last remaining videos, but this is my last official video today. So just a final announcement, if you'd like to support this channel and help me to improve the quality of all these different videos that I'm bringing out to you each time, feel free to jump onto my buyercoffee.com. Any funds from that will go towards producing better lighting, better microphones, better equipment, whatever it is I need to make this better. My channel is very small at the moment, so any support you can give will be appreciated, but it's not obligatory. I have two other channels that you might be interested in. One of my videos is Earth Dragon Art, where I do mostly traditional art and digital artwork, which I think you might enjoy if you like this channel. The second one is my holiday channel, where I do different events that I'm going to, plus the odd vlog about what's going on with the channel. So do pop over there, because I'll shortly be doing a vlog as to where the channel's going into 2024. Lastly, but by no means least, if you have enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. It helps me know that you are enjoying this content and that you want to see more of these type of videos. It also helps other like-minded individuals be aware of these kind of videos that they might enjoy just as you have. If you haven't subscribed already, why not do so today? That way you will know about any new videos that come up, and I said I've got some great projects. I'm building a collection of different things, as you've seen with some of my haul videos, so there are projects in the pipeline that will come out, but if you don't want to miss those, make sure you subscribe. And if you really don't want to miss it, turn on that notification bell so that you're always notified once those videos are live. Lastly, thank you to everybody that subscribed to the channel. I know there have been some new subscribers, so thank you very much for joining. Hope you have enjoyed this video. Keep bricking it, and I'll catch you
later.
IP bag, I'm quite a distance away from it, so hopefully I'll be able to animate this without too much trouble. So it's got a whole load of bits and pieces. So the first thing I'm going to do is take that again, because I'm waffling. Let me see. That's not what I wanted to do. This is the problem with animation. It's so hard to keep it in place. That's all I want, is you to fall over. Thank you very much for that, chaps. Which just excuse me. No. You're not recording, are you? And cut.